Welcome to the Cool Fireman Podcast, a virtual firehouse kitchen table with What's a Rolfie, Unky, Fireman 1231, JDB Cubed, and Fireman Freddy. Let's get to the show.
Do it. Welcome back to the Cool Fireman Podcast. We only have two of us here today, unfortunately. What's up, Fred?
It don't matter because we got the two best.
The two best
Doug.
podcasters.
Sorry, Doug, you're number 3.
Doug wasn't available till later, but Freddie and I were able to get together, talk a
and
little
we
bit.
still love Unky.
Oh, yeah. Anki. He almost got on, but anyways, he's not here.
He was on for a second.
Yeah, he was here.
And then he got off.
Wink, wink, wink. Wow.
Okay,
sorry, that was a little bit of an inside joke. You can't do inside jokes on podcasts because, everybody that's listening doesn't know what we're talking about. But
it's okay.
They can use their imagination. Freddie, guess what? I had my first day. That was a first day as a captain. And that was I need to stop eating. It's not very nice for the podcast people. I had my first day as a captain. It was a very nice post that I don't know who. I think Unky started it.
He did. He's really good about the posting.
That was a very nice post. I very much appreciated it.
Well, hey, we mean it. We love you.
Well, heart hand.
Heart hands.
Yeah, heart hand. And
you're not sending those out to Taylor Swift.
No.
Are you? Have you changed? Have you changed your mind since you've been?
No.
Since you were attacked?
No, in fact,
verbally,
I feel actually kind of slighted. I didn't attack her as much as I wanted to. I actually went back. And
she does listen everyone. So
Freddie's wife came after me on YouTube about what I said about Taylor Swift. And to be honest, I don't really exactly remember what I said about Taylor Swift.
It was more about the New Heights podcast.
Oh yeah.
And how you said that they only started the podcast after she became a part of the picture, and they had actually started it a year prior.
Somehow the context got wrong because I didn't mean that because I don't even know when they started it. So if I said that, that was misinformation. So thanks for fact checking me. No, it's
Fake
more
news.
of. It's more of just what the NFL is doing with the whole Taylor Swift thing and exploiting her and exploiting Kelsey. And it's all about money. They don't give a shit about them. The fact that they're showing her after every good play or every touchdown, it's like so annoying.
I think it's great because it's brought a lot of people who wouldn't have normally been interested in football if brought them in. And I'm going to be honest with you, like we'll be sitting there watching football on Sundays, and before, Emily did not care. She would take a nap or she would do whatever. And we're sitting there and she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's holding." Or how come that's not pass interference or whatever. And it's really awesome because it's opened up a new dialogue. She watches like Good Morning Football in the morning, and she knows a significant amount more, not just about the Lions, but about football. And football is the top sport in America. I am a huge baseball guy, and it hurts me to say it, but football is king. It rules everything. And so being able to have that like conversation, it's just another layer with somebody that you care about that you're able to conversate about. Because we're both married, and I'm sure that there are times where it's like, hey, we've covered every topic. I don't know what else to talk about. And so now there's a little bit more.
Well, I like that. And don't get me wrong. I totally dig that. I think that Emily's a one-off. I think that most of the Swifties that are wearing Travis Kelce jackets made by Kyle Juszczyk's wife are just doing it because it's a fad, which is great. But again, the NFL is exploiting it, and that's not what the NFL is to me. I love that you guys have something, and that's amazing. I could tell that Emily's very competitive, which is awesome. I love that. I think it's super cool, and that she's got into football with you. That's great. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of talking in circles here because
No, you're good.
I don't really know how to verbalize the exact, thought that I have about the NFL, besides the fact that I feel like I'm one bad play away from stopping watching football. I play in 3 different draft leagues, one being the one that we do.
Yeah.
One that I've been doing since I was in high school, so 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about quitting almost all of them. I do one with the guys that I live in the community, and then I do a weekly one where I pick new players every week. You can only pick the same player
That's
twice.
stressful as hell.
It's actually not. It's actually very easy. You got to have your picks in by Sunday morning, and all it is a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, tight end, defense, kicker, and a flex. And you can only use the same player twice. And so you can't just, keep using Christian McCaffrey every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nothing.
Oh. So anyways.
I was trying to be slick with that. It didn't work.
Didn't work. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not a good mouth.
No.
Yeah. Lip reader.
I'm not a good mouth talker.
So I don't know. There's just so many variables that go into it. I love the competition. That's what will always keep me coming back. And you say the NFL's king. Remember when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire came on?
And everybody was watching it
with Regis Philbin, and it was like once a week. It was the only show on TV where it was like Thursdays, you know what I mean? At that time. And it was, maybe the only game show that was like that. And so you looked forward to it the next week. What was going to happen? Are they going to win the million? And then all of a sudden they started showing it every day. Why? Because they're like, wow, this is really popular and we can make a lot of money off of this.
And then it got saturated though.
And then it got saturated and nobody cared. And so baseball is kind of like that. What is it, 162 games? It goes from basically April all the way through to October. That's insane.
November now.
November-ish. That's crazy. There's a ton of games. I know that a lot of players have been talking about it, but Anthony Rendon just came out in an interview and said that he wouldn't mind if they cut it in half or whatever, right? Well, he got pounded by like Jonathan Papelbon, but Jonathan Papelbon, he pounds everybody. But
he's a pitcher that pitches every 5th day. He doesn't even play.
And that's the other thing. But he made fun of Rendon because he's like, when was the last time you actually even played half of a season? Which, in the last 3 seasons with the Angels, he hasn't. But anyways, I love baseball. Baseball is my number one. I'd rather if one was to end today, I'd rather NFL end today. That's how much I like baseball. I'll watch it every day. I love it. I do 3-game parlays every once in a while. It's super fun to watch. Anyways, what's
super cool is that I just saw Prime has purchased that Bally's regional sports.
Oh, good. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I don't have cable. I have YouTube TV, so I wasn't able to watch the Tigers, Red Wings, and Pistons unless I wanted to pay $20 a month for access to their app, which is ridiculous, to be 100% honest with you, because the app would crash. It's just they had a really bad business scheme. So they're bankrupt. It looks like Amazon has bought them. So now you're going to have access, if you're a Prime member, to all those games, which is super awesome because I, back in the Prime, I was watching every single when I had cable, every single Tigers game. I would turn on MLB Network, catch games on there. A huge baseball geek and nerd. So that's my side of it.
What do you guys have for TV at the fire station?
So we have cable.
Oh, you do?
And then everybody kind of logs in their own. Everybody logs in their own. Like streaming services and stuff.
Right. So yeah, like one guy will do Amazon Prime, one guy will do Netflix, one guy will do Max. I get it. We kind of do the same thing.
So, and the problem is sometimes you leave them logged in.
Yeah.
And your algorithm is completely shot.
Oh yeah. We do that on purpose because guys will. We always just leave our stuff logged in, and so
the amount of anime that is on my Netflix now is so dumb.
Yeah, people would do that on purpose.
So let's continue on with people doing things on purpose at the fire department. You, like you mentioned, had your first shift as a captain. Yeah. First off, how did it go overall?
I just wanted it to be over with, to be honest with you.
Like nerves, or you don't like it anymore?
No. I love it, but it just like anything, it takes time to get into anything, right? So to kind of like I got my feet wet. I mean, I've been acting as a captain for the last year and a half. And so I've kind of been able to get into that seat, run some calls, push the button, talk on the radio.
Yeah, but now it's official.
Now it's official. Yeah. Because now I have all the authority, So one of the chiefs, he's not my chief anymore, but before I moved shifts, he said, hey, you got to run all the calls and do all that fun stuff, but now you actually have the authority, of a captain. So, I mean, when they put the bugles on my collar and put the new badge on my shirt, it's heavy.
Dude, that thing is so big.
I know. We actually just switched we switched them a few years ago, but yeah, they got big. They're pretty big.
I was looking at that. I'm like, is this
those things? They're actually really
zoomed
sweet.
in. Like, what's going on? And I was like, no, that thing is literally almost the size of the pocket that it's on top of.
Yeah. I love those things. They really turned out really cool. Our new badges. We just got them a few years ago.
So any significant calls? Anything crazy?
So my first call as a captain came in one of our gated communities, multi-million-dollar homes. Came in as a hazardous conditions, smell inside of a structure. And so I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is like a gas leak or
thing.
Something.
Maybe it's a thing.
Maybe it's a thing. And so we're en route, and I read the MDT or MDC or CNBC or whatever it is, and it says smells like sewer inside their house.
That's like, a plumber.
I go, okay. So we get there, and there's this guy, and he's all plastic surgery out, and I say, hey, what's going on? He's like, come here. And he brings us into this massive house. And I go, what's up? And he's like, do you smell that? And I'm like, yeah, it smells like sewer.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And I go, okay. Like, is there any sewage coming out of your drains or anything? And then
I need context.
Then the wife's like, hey, come back here. So they bring us back into the back room into this restroom that they have. And it smelled worse. They said, you smell that? And I said, yeah, it smells like sewer. And I go, has this ever happened to you before? Oh, yeah, we've been dealing with this for years.
Does they need water in their trap?
I go, so what did you do before? Well, we had the city come out and they jetted the lines and it went away. Oh, okay. Well, it just rained and somehow it's backing up. Yeah. And you're at the end of the street. So somehow it's coming downhill. Shit rolls downhill, by the way.
That's what I hear.
I don't know if you knew that.
Both in environmentally and professionally.
Right. Yeah. So that was my first call. And I had to basically tell them, I mean, so they go, well, so there's nothing you can do. And I said, well, this is not an emergency. I said, if there was shit coming out of your drains, then maybe we'd, ramp this up. But
even then,
and they said, well, yeah, they've had problems with the pump down the street too. And I said, well, just call the city and have them check the pump. Maybe the pump's not working. So anyway, that was my first call.
So the fire department is the shit filter for the public.
100%.
We had a pretty good little snow ice storm come through. I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago. And so we're out sitting on down lines constantly because, heavy ice and branches and stuff that fall, whatever. So they split up one of our trucks with personnel because we paged out for overtime. Nobody took it. So we split up one of the trucks so we could sit on more lines, basically. And I was at the station fielding phone calls, and I got a phone call from a landlord of a apartment complex. And she said, hi, I am the landlord of such and such apartment complex. I said, okay. She said, there is a huge tree that has fallen across our parking lot. And I said, okay, is anybody hurt? Are there any lines? Are they still electrified? She's like, nope. Didn't hit anybody. Didn't hit any cars. Didn't hit any power lines. And I was like, oh, okay. What can I do for you? She's like, well, the plow company called and said they can't get in there and plow the parking lot. So can you go move it? And I said, oh, no. Like, we've got 32 calls holding right now for down wires.
Right.
a branch laying across the driveway is so far down on my I care list that, and it's just like my captain or my battalion chief was sitting there looking across the table at me when I told whatever, and I hung up, and he's like, "What was that?" I said, "They wanted us to come move a branch." Not on a car? No. Not on a person? No. Not on an electrical line? No. Fuck them. I said, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we are the shipbuilder, which is fine. Like at the end of the day, I tell these stories. Like, yeah, I even told Kels, the day after, I was like, my first call as a captain was, and I told her that story.
Yeah.
She's like, why? How?
Why did they call you for that? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, because they just, okay, I get there. Oh, we've been dealing with this for years. So obviously they're at their kind of wits end. They're like, what can we do next? Oh, we're going to call the fire department because they can ramp it up. And I was like, no, we're not. Can't.
Yeah. Just like if we call the fire department and go to the hospital by ambulance, we get seen sooner.
Yeah.
Nope. You're going to go right down to the lobby, just like anybody else.
Unfortunately, that in our area, that does work most of the time, just depending on,
It works some of the time. If the hospital's empty, you'll get a bed.
Yeah.
But if they're busy, it doesn't matter if you walk in or come in by ambulance. You're getting triaged by severity of your case. And if you're not serious, you are sitting in a chair
for hours.
So tell me, you've been a pipeman before you did step up or act up or whatever you guys call it. Pipeman for what, 10 years?
I was a firefighter, sat backwards for 8 years.
Yeah, so 8 years. You've been in the thick of it, kind of a grunt.
And then I was driving for 2.
Yeah, so you've been non boss like for a while. Yeah. So tell listeners, tell me, shit, I don't know. What goes through your head when you walk in and now you got to be the boss and maybe
see, that's the thing. You said like, how was your first day? And my answer was like, I just want it to be over. And mostly because like people treat you different. Oh, hey, it's all like congratulations. Oh, thank you. And like,
the first few days or weeks, or whatever, right?
Now you're the new guy, like, oh, captain, like we had a call at like midnight with the cops, and we're close with our cops, which is really cool. And one guy came up to me, he's like, oh, captain, like I got to do what you say. And I was like, you had to do what I said, before this, but I'm just kidding. And so it's just that, and it's getting together, and the guys know who I am, and I try not to I'm trying not to change that, but and it's weird. I mean, if you've acted up in a supervisory role, you start to feel it, like you start to feel like that you have to act a little bit different. But when I was a firefighter and becoming an engineer, I always said, "Oh, I'm not going to change. Why do you need to change?" We have a running joke in our fire department that you have to change your name when you become a captain. And so like if your name is Tom, it's now Thomas. If your name is Matt, it's now Matthew. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like okay. It's more like,
regal,
more professional, But I've always made fun of that, and I thought that was the stupidest thing. But now that I have these bugles and the badge and the helmet, I feel it. I mean, you're in charge. You have to have a leader, dude. If you have a rudderless ship, you're going to go around in circles. And so if you don't have a rudder, which is the captain, and lining out the day, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what I expect. And so like right away, I've been not anxious, but just like, well, not nervous, but more anxious just to get my crew expectations out early. And so that was one of the first things we did in the morning. But we had a whole hoopla thing. The fire chief, the deputy chief, a couple other chiefs came down and pinned my badge on me and gave me my helmet and all that. So that took some time, but I'm like, hey, let's go do some PT. And then when we're done, we'll talk. So we sat down and talked for like an hour.
Dog/pony show.
Just like, well, that in the morning. Yeah. So that all that stuff, it's like pictures and social media. I'm just like, can we just get along with our day? Like we got stuff to do. Cause I'm doing a lot of stuff in the department. I'm just like, come on, we got some stuff to do. But anyway, so yeah, we sat down for an hour. And like I said, I was more like just anxious to kind of get it through, and you don't want to miss anything. And I kind of preface the whole thing with like, hey, this is my first time doing this. It's going to be kind of a living document. So don't give me shit, if it's been 2 weeks and I say, hey, I've been seeing this going on. Well, you didn't tell me that in my career expectation, like, come on, give me
Mm-hmm.
leeway. And so anybody that's listening to this and this is a supervisor, let me know. Like I was thinking as I said that, I was like, is that even the right thing to do? To kind of preface that and say, like, hey, just give me a break. If it's been 2 weeks and all of a sudden I give you shit for something, like, don't bring it back to this meeting right now, today, the first time I've ever done it, and say, oh, well, you didn't tell me that in the correct expectation. So, I can work this t-shirt when I want or whatever it is. Right.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it's interesting, man.
For sure, it's a different dynamic.
Dude,
I'm sure of it.
I've been sat down by a couple different captains, chiefs, and we've had really good conversations about basically, like, there's a book called Buddy to Boss, and I'm starting to read it right now, but I just haven't.
I think you talked about it last podcast too, eh?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of leadership books. And it's just, basically, you come into the station as a firefighter engineer and an engineer, and it's, you act one way, and then you come in as a captain and you're kind of expected to, act a different way. So that's been kind of an interesting dynamic. But I'm up for it. I kind of dig it. So I don't think I'm going to need much from the buddy to boss. Like you can still be a buddy as a boss, but it's, it's to a certain extent. So
it's really on your crew to be able to differentiate,
dude,
because I think some of the best leaders are ones who are the hands-off leaders, and it's the, hey, we're both adults here. You know your job, and I know that you know your job. So, like, if I got to talk to you, we got a problem. But if you come in, you check out your truck, you get the cleaning done, figure out who's cooking, we'll do our training, blah, blah, blah. Like, if it gets to the point where it's a smooth operating machine and you don't have to say anything, that's a crew. I think that's a crew that's significantly more successful than somebody that's like, hey, it's Tuesday. We're going to check out our trucks, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do, it's like, hey man, like, I got 10 years on, and we've been doing this like 1,020 times. Like,
yeah, I
got it.
You nailed it, dude. You nailed it. I even in my career expectations, I told them, I was like, I'm probably going to, anything could change. But the way that I look at it is I'm going to be a pretty free range captain, because I'm like, I'm going to let you step on your own dick, if you will. You know what I mean? So, like,
here's the rope.
I'm going to help you if I can stop you from stepping on your own dick before you do it, then I'm going to do everything in my power to do that. But I like to kind of like, hey, go out and make your, like, I don't know. I think the other side of it is micromanaging. And I just can't, I'm not going to be a helicopter captain. I'm just not going to do it. If I have to do it with a certain specific person because they have issues, then that's one thing. But
when you micromanage, I really do feel like people then can't think on their own. They can't make decisions on their own, because you're no longer empowering them to take the information, process it, and regurgitate an answer, because you're quite literally
answering it for them.
Here's the problem. Here's how we're going to fix it. It's like, right. Oh, okay, thanks, boss. And if this comes up, then I want you to do it this way. And then if this comes up, I want you to do this way. Instead of like, hey, there's dust in the bay. I want you to get the dust out of the bay.
Right.
And, you're not telling them like, hey, I want you to take the, 18-inch wide broom. I want you to work in a east to west pattern, sweeping it. And then I want you to pick it up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, can you clean the bay for me? Cool. Yeah. And then obviously you've set the expectation, and if you get a good crew, like, have you worked with these guys before? Any of them?
Yeah. I've a few times. You mean in a supervisory role?
Just period.
At all. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, there's only 36 guys in our department. You know what I mean? We have all know each other. We all know each other's families. We all would know what makes each other tick, And so, definitely worked with them before. And they're great guys. Then I have no problem. But we have ambulance operators who can come in and be as young as 21 years old. on the
That's cool.
ambulance. And so day one, I'm in we're about ready to have lunch. They went out to grab some stuff for lunch, came back, and they said, "Hey Cap, we got an issue." And I was like, "God dang, day one, here we go." And hey, we were backing in the rig, and I was putting the Plimo vent on, and I noticed
And we hit the building.
I noticed some damage to the ambulance that's new. And I was like, okay. I'm like, you guys didn't hit anything on your way out? No. They didn't mention anything from the pass along from the day before? No. Oh, shocker. Like, nobody knows what happened. So we go down, look at it. Sure enough,
unit.
a part of it is fresh, And so I was like, well, someone hit something.
Yeah.
And, so fortunately, the guy did his checkout this morning and didn't notice it and marked everything was normal. And I'm like, everything was normal when you did your checkout and now it's not. So what do you think that means?
Yeah.
So we do an accident report. Nothing came of it. Just, it's like one of those things. But yeah, so that was kind of a little issue I had to deal with on the first day. But yeah, I wanted everything to go, it's like how you start and how you end. And I wanted the first day. Yeah, I wanted the first day to go off without a hitch. I didn't need, some massive call to, really solidify my captainship. I didn't need that. I know that'll come and it'll be fine. But just day one, just wanted to get it.
You also don't want to be the easygoing dude, like as a pipeman or as an engineer.
Yeah.
Somebody who, comes in, looks out for the rookie, does stuff around the house, gives the advice and stuff like that. And then day one as a captain, you come in and you start barking and we're not going to use sick time. And I know you guys sleep past 7:30 when we're supposed to be up at 7, whatever. It's like, I don't know. This job is hard enough on its own. We don't need people altering themselves and trying to change the job. It's an evolving job as it is. You don't need to try and change yourself to change it. You find a path, you roll with it. If the path forks, you pick a way. If you pick the wrong way, you backtrack and go the other way.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I've noticed over the past year or two, since I've been back, especially, that our culture, we have a lot of new firefighters. I mean, we have 12 firefighters. So we have 12 in each rank. So we have 36 plus one captain. That's an admin captain. So call 37 if you want. But really, we have 12 in each rank. Our number one firefighter has, I think, like 6 or 7 years on. Our number two
so you're young.
Our number two firefighter has 2 years on. 2.5 years on. And then it goes down from there. Newer and newer. I mean, you can imagine how crazy.
Now, are those lateral transfers or are those all like green, fresh? Yeah.
Brand new. A few of our guys have come from other departments, but very few. They're right out of the academy.
What an opportunity for you as a younger guy.
Yes.
As a younger captain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're young. I'm gonna call you that. And you have such a unique opportunity to take these green guys and really mold them into basically what we talk about here on the podcast. Really, I feel like you, me, Doug, we do kind of have very similar approaches to the job, and it's great to see guys in leadership roles who really are the caretakers of the future of the fire service. So I've said it already. I've posted about it. I'm proud of you. I'm glad to know you. I think you're going to succeed in this role. I think you're going to have a lot of fun. I think it's going to be tough on some days, and I think it's going to be easy on some days. It's going to be fun, and then on some days it's going to suck. But I think overall, this is an awesome move for you. And
well, thank you.
It's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Now, before we get too chummy and lovey-dovey, and we got a few minutes left here.
Everybody's crying.
Yeah. A few minutes left here. Let's talk about what's about to happen this weekend.
Oh, geez.
You and me, man.
We got to do something. It's already Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what we're gonna do,
Well,
but
why don't we do this? Well, this podcast is already gonna be, it's gonna post after that it's already happened, so we can't do anything on the podcast. But what we can do is on social media. Let's get together. Let's just do a bet, not a monetary bet, but like a fun. You got to do something. Do you follow Scott D. Henry on?
yeah, oh yeah.
Or
You
Dustin,
want me to wear a diaper?
or Justin Dangerly or whatever.
Yeah, I follow them both.
So
Yeah.
let's do something like that. I mean, maybe not that.
You don't want me to wear a diaper? Thank God. Thank you.
I mean, I'll wear a diaper all day long if I lose. So let's come up with something. But like I said, this is going to post after they've already played, so it's not really worth getting too much into it. But what are we going to do?
Do you guys have a theme song?
Bang bang.
Is
Bang
that it?
bang Niner gang.
Is it like a long theme song?
Not really. Yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, it's like I think it was Easy 40 or E40 or whatever that wrote it, and it's really a dumb song. It's not like a good traditional song.
Like ours?
It's not like a fight song. It's not like a college fight song. You know what I mean?
A forward down the field, a charging team that will
No.
not yield.
No,
Sorry, I don't want to grace you guys with my excellent
horrible.
pipes here.
I think that's so dumb.
You don't like the theme song?
I mean, like there's chants that they do at Levi Stadium at home.
Yeah, bang bang.
No, it's not like that. But like a good play or something like that. But
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I don't think there's like a traditional, unless maybe I'm just a horrible 49er fan. I just don't know.
So what do we do? Like a hat?
Huh?
What do we do? Like I don't know. You gotta make a video wearing a hat or a T-shirt or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know. We'll come up with something, and then we're gonna post it. We'll post it on our social medias, and maybe even like the Cool Fireman stuff too, like on YouTube or whatever. But I don't know. We're basically just holding each other accountable for our team's win or loss. So
Yeah.
whether we dump a ice bucket on our head and
Oh, there we go. That's fun.
and sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" or something. I don't know, just something fun.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
All right, good. So this is like I said, this is already gonna post it. So we'll have to just do an update on social media. So if you're listening to this right now, just go to our social medias and you'll see what happened.
See what the bet was.
See what the bet was, because we're gonna
And
put it on our
obviously-
TikToks.
Yeah, obviously Matt, huge Niners fan. Freddie, huge Lions fan.
Yeah.
Pretty unique opportunity that our two teams are going against each other for the possibility to play in. I don't think we're allowed to say the word technically because it's
No.
licensed into the big game. Into the soup.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. I just thought you just didn't want to jinx yourself.
No, I don't think you're like if you watch commercials and stuff, unless it's like in a official NFL, they don't say that.
Okay. All right. Well, go to our social media. So what's a Rolfie on TikTok or Fireman Freddy on TikTok, and check out how it turned out.
Yeah.
'Cause by the time
we're
you're
gonna make a
listening to
video
this,
here.
they're already going to know who won and who's in the big game. So,
And
which
they're
is
going to
be the
rooting for Lions.
Niners and
Who do you think? Yeah. So okay. So let's leave that game away. Who do you think?
Niners
Ravens.
Ravens.
Side?
It's Niners Ravens.
You think it's Ravens?
Oh yeah, the Ravens will find a way to beat the Chiefs. The Bills almost did it, and gosh darn it, if they didn't, hurts my corazón, hurts my heart. No, I wish they would.
Emily just yelled. She wants you to know it's the Chiefs.
All right, well, maybe her and I are going to have a separate bet too. Then
He said you and her have to have a separate bet. There you go. How many times they show Taylor?
oh, that's a good one.
That
I don't know. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
we'll
figure it out.
something out.
Yeah. I don't want to go into too much because it's already over. But
It is.
anyway, yeah. So I don't know how much time you have left.
A couple minutes. I got to make dinner.
All right. Well, yeah, it was a good first day as a captain. Thanks for asking. You guys are amazing. Those posts on Instagram and everything else was our Facebook and all that was awesome. It was a good first day. I'm excited for the role. Being a supervisor is fun, but it's at the same time, like you said, it's challenging and all in the good ways.
You get a new color helmet?
Yeah, I have a red helmet now.
Look at you. Oh, are you going to put a 49er sticker on it?
Maybe. I have I'm here for the chili Taylor's Tins thing in it. And my fire chief, I didn't even realize it was in there. I forgot. And he took my helmet from me because I had to put the shroud it came like detached.
Yeah.
And so I'm putting it in and he's like, what's this? And he pulls the Taylor's tin thing out. And I'm like, oh shit, is this against policy? I don't think it is. And
It's a
he's
chef
like,
knife.
he goes, this thing's rad. And I'm like, yeah, I go on Taylor's tins. I go, he makes, aluminum. Is it aluminum?
Aluminium. Yep.
Aluminum, helmet shields. And he's like, oh, cool. So anyways.
What, you don't get to keep your helmet?
Yeah, I get to keep my engineer helmet,
Oh,
but
you
I
do?
have to
That's
buy my engineer badge. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Wait, the one that goes on your shirt?
My engineer badge that I had, I'm buying it from them.
For
So,
how much?
$100.
Well, come on.
Wow, whatever.
They'll let you have the $1,400 helmet, but hey, you cannot have that small piece of steel. Give us $100.
Hey, I'm whatever. So I have my really
Wow.
cool old firefighter badge. They gave me that, which is the old style, which is a little bit smaller. And then my engineer one was bigger, the one that we have now. And now obviously I have my captain. So I'll have
which
that.
is bigger. And then by the time you're the chief, it's
not any bigger. It's the same size as my engineer one. It just says captain on it.
Nice.
So it'll be cool. I'll have all 3 badges, or 4 if I go to chief one day. Who knows?
And a little shadow box. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a little flag, something like that. Anyway, it was good to have you.
For sure.
And it was fun.
I really wish had we known, there's obviously no way to know. Had we known, that would have been really cool to try and get out to Santa Clara or wherever you are, and just even come watch the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm coming out there at some point. I got a lot going on for the first like 4, 5, 6 months of this year, but maybe in the summertime, I'm gonna make a trip out there for sure. Like I'm gonna do it this year. So
you got a spot.
It might even be for like Kenny's golf tournament. I don't know, or maybe I come out twice, but because like for my 40th birthday, I told Kelsey, I said that I wanted to just get like a VRBO in the middle of nowhere, just like on a bunch of acres and just like because that's kind of I don't know.
That'd be cool to go to it though.
Yeah. So we'll talk
for sure.
But sometime this
year. And apparently everybody that listens is now invited to.
Yeah.
If you can find us.
Everybody's always invited. All right. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and all the others. Whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with a pretty cool bet that you may have already seen because it's the week after.
Right. That's okay.
It's the bye week between the Super Bowl.
Go Niners.
Oh, shoot. I said the word.
Oh, that's all right. I think we'll be okay with our 200 listeners.
We're going to get to 250.
All right. You said it. If you're listening and you're not subscribed on Spotify or YouTube, please do. That helps us out.
Hey, and listen to my daughter. Roll it, Gigi.
Before you leave, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give these firemen a huge thumbs up. Also, make sure you check out thecoolfireman.com for more. Thanks!